The following is a presentation of KBEK Sports, local sports.
With the goal on the shorthander.
A Q Media Group production.
Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I mean, he can't miss.
Local high school sports.
Oh, it's knocked out. Oh boy, 1-0.
Also available for free on the Nice 95.5 mobile app or on the Q Media Group YouTube stream.
And he's off to the races. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's gone!
Now to bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the College of St. Paul Concordia, or Concordia of St. Paul, either way you want to put it. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman out here for yet another Class Single A Girls State Tournament basketball game, as we have got I'm just going to call them New Richland because I'm not going to go through all these cities that are in this call, but it's New Richland-H-E-G and your Braham Bombers. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It should be a good one here this morning as we've got this consolation game. Unfortunately, it is a consolation game here this morning because both of these teams did lose yesterday, but their state tournament journeys are not over. They get to play in this consolation game, and if they win, well, they get to play tomorrow right back here at the Gangelhoff Center. But we'll keep you up to date on that as we go throughout. But first, welcome in. Welcome into the Here's the Pitch pregame show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Why don't we go ahead and hear a word from some of our fine sponsors, because obviously without them we would not be able to be out here and call this game today. We wouldn't be even be able to make the trip down to Concordia of St. Paul this morning. So we appreciate all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this and every other broadcast that we do. So we're going to hear a word from our fine sponsors, and then when we come back, we'll get more into the Here's the Pitch pregame show, talk about what has happened yesterday and throughout the rest of Class Single A State Tournament for the girls. But first, a word from our fine sponsors here on KBK and WCMP.
Traditions are passed down, and we learn what is important. The value of $1, the importance of family, the ability to do a job yourself. Central Boiler designed the Classic Edge with these same values in mind. The Classic Edge outdoor wood furnace from Central Boiler. A perfect combination of value and performance.
Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners, with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Looking for bingo with a bang? Saturday, March 28th, 2 p.m. Gun Bingo at Doc Sports Bar and Grill in Sturgeon Lake. You get a chance to win firearms instead of cash. Yep, shotguns, rifles, pistols. Bingo! It's all for a great cause, supporting the East Central Spurs, a local chapter of Pheasants Forever. Great food, great fun, and prizes with a bang. Make a day of it. Visit DocSportsBarSturgeon.com to pre-register. Gun Bingo! Saturday, March 28th, Doc's in Sturgeon Lake.
At First National Bank of Malacca, with offices in Malacca, Isle, Gilman, and Zimmerman, they pride themselves on providing small-town, personalized customer service with updated technology solutions that allow you to bank with them anytime, anywhere, whether you value calling or stopping in to talk to a real live banker, or value the convenience of online or mobile banking. They've got you covered. If you're looking for a bank that cares about you or your community, come to First National Bank at one of their 4 branch offices. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Here's the Pitch pregame show, brought to you by Here's the Pitch in North Branch. They are the area's premier indoor training facility. They've got fast pitch, slow pitch, and baseball batting cages. You can tune up your swing at Here's the Pitch in North Branch. And if you want to get in there and do some team training, or you want to get a whole block kind of for yourself, be sure to call in because they fill up really quickly over there at Here's the Pitch. So if you want to get in there and get some work in, be sure to call in because, again, they do fill up really quickly for those spots. But again, I'm out here at Concordia St. Paul University on the campus at the Gangelhoff Center here of the Golden Bears. And, man, I'm excited to be here for this one. I have been here once before to call a state game. That was back in 2020 when Cambridge Isani made the state tournament. I got to call a game at Williams Arena. I got to see Paige Beckers play. That was pretty special. I got to call a game in which she was a part of. That was pretty cool. And then I got to come here where Cambridge Isani played against Park. I think it was Park Center. And unfortunately, they did lose both of those. But I'm here today for New Richland-H-E-G and your Braham Bombers. This is going to be a good game, and for more than one reason. But obviously on the line today is the chance to continue the state tournament journey. Now, if you lose in your first game, it's not the end of the world. You do get a chance to play again in the next round in the consolation bracket. And that is what these two teams get the chance to do. Now, after today, if you were to win, you'll get one more chance to play in the Consolation Championship. If you lose today, well, then your season would come to an unfortunate end. So, obviously, we're hoping Braham can get the victory here today and move on to tomorrow morning, but they've got to get through New Richland-H-E-G. Now, again, like I said, I'm not going to go through New Richland-H-E-G, their entire acronym. There we go. I'll figure it out. I'm not going to go through their entire acronym each time. I'm probably just going to call them New Richland for the most part. And besides, I don't even know what cities are involved in New Richland. Let's see. I can't quite find it on the MSHSL website, but I think it's like, I don't know what's in it. But New Richland-H-E-G played yesterday in the first round of the state tournament, as did Braham. And we're starting with New Richland-H-E-G because I always like to do the local team second to kind of give them their flowers. But New Richland-H-E-G on the season up to yesterday, well, I think including yesterday now. Let's see. Yes, so including yesterday, their record is sitting at 27-4. They were the number 3 team at the end of the season in all of Class Single A. They were 10-0 in their section, which was Section 1A. They scored about 70 points per game while only giving up about 48, 49, 50 points per game. A pretty darn good record for the season. So if we take a look at the playoffs, they only played 3 games. So that means they were 24-3 at the end of the regular season. So pretty darn good. And as we take a look at their 3 lone losses, they again came to some really good teams. And, well, I know for sure one of them is a state tournament team. The other 2 had QRFs well over 100. Their first 2 games were 2 losses to Pelican Rapids and Fairmont. Now, to be fair, Pelican Rapids, they did lose by 14, but Fairmont, they only lost by 1. And then they won a lot of games before their last loss. The closest win they had was Lanesboro, which was 9. And then, let's see. Yeah, that might have been the closest one, except for Janesville, Waldorf, Pemberton. That was a 2-point win. And then another 1-point win over Southland, another 3-point win over Hayfield Schaefer Academy. And then, other than that, it was all wins until their last game of the season, in which they did lose to Sleepy Eye St. Mary's, who is the number 2 seed in the entire state tournament, who did win yesterday over Mayor Lutheran, 72-57. So their losses aren't like they're bad losses. They are losses to teams that are really, really good. In fact, there's one state tournament team in there as well. As for Fairmont and Pelican Rapids, I'm not quite sure about those 2. But taking a look at this New Richland-H-E-G team, it's been a pretty good year. And then you go into the playoffs. The first 2 rounds, well, they kind of had their way with the teams, beating Houston and Lewiston Altura. Then they would play against a team who they beat pretty handedly during the regular season. They only played them once during the regular season, but they beat them pretty handedly. That was Hayfield Schaefer Academy, whom they beat during the regular season by 43. Then they got to their section championship game against Hayfield Schaefer Academy. They won it, obviously, but they beat them only by 2, so it was a much closer game. Then they get to the state tournament and play Hillcrest Lutheran Academy, a team who Braham played and lost to by only, I think it was only a 16-point difference, something like that. But they did lose to Hillcrest Lutheran Academy, 83-55. So they did lose by, what would that be, 27 points yesterday in the quarterfinals of the state tournament. They were the second game at Maturi Pavilion after Braham, and Hillcrest Lutheran took that one pretty handedly. But, you know, for looking at this New Richland-H-E-G team, they have been really consistent this year in their scoring. You know, their losses, I always look at before the Christmas break, and I say you really can't tell what a team is going to be or do before the Christmas break because there's just not enough to really get a good enough say as to how they're going to be and what they're going to look like. And sometimes, even before the Christmas break, you don't quite yet know for sure what your starting lineup could look like because sometimes even after the Christmas break, you might change something in the starting lineup. So I always like to look after the Christmas break. And, well, after the Christmas break, excuse me there, it's been pretty darn good for New Richland, NRHEG. It's been pretty good for them as they've consistently scored almost every game at least above 60, and there have been plenty of games above 70. We take a look at after Christmas break where they only lost one game, and those games after Christmas break, they failed to reach the 65-point mark twice. They only failed to reach it twice, and that was against Southland and Hayfield-Schaefer Academy. And when you look at those games, those couple games in which they failed to reach 65, they were close. Southland they beat by 1, Hayfield-Schaefer Academy they beat by 3. You look at the other game in which they did get to 65, it was against St. Peter, and they won that game 65-37. So it was still a 28-point win. So pretty consistently, they've been in the 70s. Taking a look at how many games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the games after Christmas break, they scored 70 points or more. There were only, again, 3 they failed to reach 65 points. And then even in their loss to Sleepy Eye St. Mary's, they still scored 71. So this team has been consistent in scoring 70-plus points per game. And again, other than the games that are really close against Southland and Hayfield-Schaefer Academy, they've been able to reach 65 points consistently. So I think this game is going to be very interesting to see if it's going to be offense, defense, or maybe even special teams will come and be the bigger factor in today's game. And we'll get to what I think will be the bigger factor as we go forward here in the Here's the Pitch pregame show. But New Richland-H-E-G, very good team on the year, 27-4. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what class you're in. I don't care what section you come out of. Getting to 20-plus wins on a season is impressive. Whether it's 29, 30, whether it's barely getting to 20 once you get to the state tournament. Maybe those playoff games get you to 20 by the time you get to the state tournament and you come in at around 20-10. Whatever it is, getting to 20-plus wins is impressive. And there is no doubt that whether you're Braham or any other team in the state tournament, you deserve to be here, and you have played well enough to be here. You should not doubt yourselves. So, I think consolation bracket games are always kind of interesting because, one, you lost a game the day before. So there's that want and I don't want to say need, but there's definitely that want to win the game and get a state tournament win. But there's also that case of, hey, we want our season to continue. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this game starts. We'll get into that in just a moment. I keep going ahead of myself. I apologize, but we'll head over and look at Braham now. And Braham on the season up to today is 24-6. Again, if you get to 20-plus wins, that's impressive. I don't care what anybody says. So 24-6 on the season through 30 games, which, man, oh, man. As we get to this point in the season, it certainly feels like it's more than 30 games. That's really only because we get to call other games for other teams as well, which we're just so blessed to do. And I was saying yesterday, man, just so blessed to be able to be a part of the state tournament. And it's not any reason because of anything that we did as broadcasters. It's our teams. It's our local teams that have done so well. So we appreciate them for doing well because we get to come down here and enjoy some more broadcasting at some really cool venues like Maturi Pavilion yesterday, Gangelhoff Center today. It's really, really special to be able to be out here and call these games for these teams. So, but moving on to Braham, 7 now is what they are. They forgot to put that loss in the MSHSL bracket, which isn't a big deal because once you get to the state tournament, I don't really believe records matter all that much. But one of the things that did matter is Braham finished the season, regular season and post, undefeated in section play. 15-0. 4-0 in section play. Now again, 24-7 after yesterday's loss, but at the end of the regular season, they were 20-6. 20-6. Looking at their 6 losses, if you've heard this yesterday, I apologize for repeating myself, but they won over Mayo Lutheran, who is, again, a state tournament team. They are also in the consolation bracket. They could wind up facing them tomorrow, but we'll get into that later. Then they lost to Hillcrest Lutheran Academy. Yeah, again, another state tournament team who's in the semifinal against Mountain Iron Buell today at noon at Williams Arena. So they lost to Hillcrest. Their next loss came to 2 other teams who were near their section championship or in it. That was Crosby Ironton and Malacca. Malacca was only a 15-point loss, by the way. Their next 2, again, were teams who are either in the state tournament or in their section championship. That's Mountain Iron Buell and Proctor. Again, Mountain Iron Buell was only a 16-point loss. There we go, I'll figure it out. Proctor was a 20-plus point loss. Their final loss of the regular season was against Foley, who was just a little bit of a run away from getting to that section championship game against Malacca. But Foley, they fell to Foley 72-57. But other than that, man, this team has been really good all year long. But it has been the defense. Yes, the offense has been there, but it has been the defense this year that has been the staple of this team. And taking a look at the defense this year, one of the best in all of Class Single A. There aren't too many defenses that are better than them this year. And while, again, there are some better scoring offenses, this team can keep up with any of the best scoring offenses. We seen it yesterday against MIB. MIB averaged 80 points per game during the regular season. This Braham team kept up with them and kept them under that mark. And if you knew the way that game went yesterday, you'd be saying to yourself, how did that happen? But moving on, Braham only allows about 41 points per game. That is some of the tops in the state. Like I mentioned, I think that was yesterday, what did I say, third or second best, something like that? Let's go and look here. Yeah, it was good enough for, let's see, third best in the entire state of Minnesota. Their defense was the third best in the entire state of Minnesota. Now, again, they are only averaging about 64, 65 points per game, which is still really good. But you look at that and you go, oh, okay, well, can they score more? But the question is, do they need to score more? And the case is not necessarily all the time. One of the biggest things for this team, as I mentioned, was the defense. And, man, there have been plenty of games where they didn't reach 60, but they also held the other team under 20 points. So this defense has just been so consistent for so long, and it helps that these seniors on the team have been either playing or starting for many, many years, and that's not including Morgan Rysdam, who's only a junior. She gets another year to continue to perfect this system. So it's very interesting to see how well this defense has done, and just to see the success that they continue to have year in and year out from the last 3-4 seasons, and they continue to do it consistently as an entire defense. And this team, again, yes, it is the defense that is the key for this team, but don't let that fool you into thinking, oh, they can't keep up with higher scoring teams who are averaging 70, 75, 80 points per game, because that's just simply not the case. In fact, more or less, the case is they're going to rely on their defense, and if they run into a team that's able to get by the defense a little bit better, well, they're just going to keep up with them. And that goes right into the game we saw yesterday against MIB. Taking a look at that game yesterday, it was not a good start. We'll put it that way. It was not a good start for Braham in yesterday's game. In fact, at the half, as I misplaced my papers, I found it though. At the half, it was 53-22. Now, taking a look at the start of that game, I think it was at one point 31-4 game, and then as we went forward, it was 41-10 at one point. So although they did not finish or start the half on a good note, they did start the half on a they did finish the half on a really good note, as again, albeit they allowed 12 points, but they scored 12 points themselves, and they really started to look like the team that we know. Their offense started to get rolling. They started to get some more shots fall. But they also drew some fouls from MIB, and they got to the free throw line and capitalized on all of those. And that is really good for them because MIB got into foul trouble in the second half. You look at the second half, Braham only allowed 22 points in the entire second half while going out and scoring 40. They beat MIB in the second half. They won the second half 40-22, 22. And the start of the second half was not good. It was not a good start. They still had the problem with hanging on to the ball, taking care of the ball, and just couldn't quite get the shots to fall, but they were picking up fouls. Then, as the team went along in the second half, things started to fall. Not only were they picking up fouls, but they were getting shots to fall. They were getting their offense rolling. The defense started to pick up the pace. They were looking like Braham Bomber basketball. The defense was making blocks. The defense was getting some rebounds, which they just almost couldn't seem to buy in the first half. And then they were getting out in transition, getting some players open deep in the offensive zone. So they were getting those fast break opportunities. And it was really impressive to see the run that they have. I think Adam Hefty said the end of the game, they ended it on like a 20-4, 20-6 run. Like, that is not easy to do against an MIB team who averages 80 points per game and only allows like 45. I think it's also actually might be only 42. So the run that they went on to finish that game was impressive, not just because they made the comeback and they had a chance. They got it down to 9 points with about a minute and a half left. So they had a chance for the comeback, and unfortunately MIB hit a few free throws and had another bucket to kind of put it away. But it wasn't just that they made the comeback. It was the fact that, yes, they made the comeback, but they never let themselves be out of it completely. They kept themselves in it up to the very end of that game. And they even though, again, it was lopsided, they were down by 30+, they just continued to fight. And until that very last buzzer, they gave everything they could. They gave everything they had in that game. And I think that's only going to pay dividends here today as they play against New Richland-H-E-G, because I think the momentum that they take from that game, where, yes, they could have beat MIB if they had maybe 3 more minutes. They could have been in the state semifinal, but they find themselves here today. And you know what? I don't know that if I'm New Richland-H-E-G that I would want to face Braham right now, especially with the momentum they're coming in from yesterday's game. But we can only wait and see and hope that Braham gets off to a good start. I think one of the keys here for today's game is them getting off to a good start, just getting that confidence going right away, shaking off any rust or nerves that they have from being at the state tournament, and then settling in. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. Who can settle in first? And then staying out of foul trouble will be another thing. So it's easier said than done, no doubt, but those will be my keys here for Braham as we get this game going. That's going to do it for our Here's the Pitch pregame show. We're going to get a commercial break. We got our national anthem played, then our starting lineups, and we'll be back for tip-off here on both KBK 95.5 and 106.5 FM AM 1350 Anthem Country, WCMP.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Get your quote today at pineagency.us. Pineagency.us.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Butch, Christie, and the crew at Hones Auto Body and Glass have over 44 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are I-CAR and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass. In Mora, Hones. They'll fix you up right.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, why have you been so happy lately?
It's because I no longer pay for hot water.
What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water?
Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water.
Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace?
Check with your local Central Boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local Central Boiler Sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Are you looking for the perfect way to promote your business? Custom apparel's the answer, and tdealers.com makes it easy. Let's build your brand together. From the design stage to production, we are on your team to create gear that gets noticed. Whether you're building a brand or repping your business, we got your back. High quality merch, fast turnaround, and no stress. So go to tdealers.com and check out our winter sweatshirt special.
Are you tired of spending your weekends on yard work? Central Outdoor Services in Pine City is your complete solution for all things outdoors. From perfectly manicured lawns to stunning landscaping and patio installations, we've got you covered. Need a boulder wall, some light dirt work, a fire pit, or even reliable snow removal in the winter? We do that too. Central Outdoor Services is here to give you back your free time so you can enjoy your yard instead of working on it. Visit centraloutdoormn.com to learn more or give us a call today.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
ECE Fiber Internet, the best choice for you. Affordable packages for home and business with reliable service and no hidden fees. ECE Fiber, connecting you to what matters most. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's orderecefiber.com.
CF Moto gives you everything you're looking for in off-road side-by-sides and utility by-sides. Not only does CF Moto offer comfort, but refined performance and is found at Caswell Cycle and Mora. For those craving big adventures for off-road, CF Moto can help you get out on that next adventure with CF Moto Power Sports. Experience more together. The best place to purchase CF Moto off-road side-by-sides is Caswell Cycle. The fun starts here. Caswell Cycle, Mora. Motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides can be dangerous to operate. Review all product manuals, labels, and safety information before operating. Always wear your safety gear and never operate a CF Moto vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Visit cfmotousa.com for complete training and safety guidelines.
Back here on WCMP and KBK, getting ready for tip-off. Your starting lineups here for the Panthers of New Richland-H-E-G. It will be number 1, Gabby Schlock. Number 2, Ezra Borner. Number 4, Quinn I'm just going to call her Quinn. I think it's Van Mugel. Yeah, no, we're not going to try and pronounce that one. She'll wear number 4, though. Number 10, Clara Wendorf. And number 15, Chloe Stork. Then for your Bombers, it will be number 2, Avery Schockman, number 4, Emily Davis, number 5, Mackenzie Golly, number 14, Morgan Rysdam, and 44, Jenna Beck. And looks like Quinn will be at center court for the tip. It is won by the Bombers. And there goes Morgan Rysdam. She gives on the far side to Davis. Davis will look at the top of the key, trying to go to Rysdam. Now it goes to the far side corner to Golly, and it's going to be stolen away here by Schlock. She'll give on this near side now. Here to Wendorf. Wendorf driving baseline. It's knocked out of bounds by Beck. So Beck knocks that one out of bounds, and it will stay with New Richland. They are the Panthers wearing their black unis, their red letters outlined in white, the white numbers outlined in red. And then the trim is red on the neck sleeve and bottom of the shorts. Meanwhile, this ball is knocked away, stolen away by Avery Schockman. She lost it, picks it back up, give to Jenna Beck, now up to Rysdam. Rysdam on the elbow on the far side, gives back here to Davis. Davis near side gives back to Rysdam. Rysdam looking, gives back to Davis. They're making this defense move, and they're going to try and get something open, and this will draw a foul on the Panthers. First foul goes here on NRHEG, excuse me. That one's going to go on number 10, Clara Bundorf. So now another chance for Braham as they get it inbounded here to Mackenzie Gawley. She fell. She squatted, though. Oh, man, she kept her feet as she did a full squat. Meanwhile, here's a three from Avery Schockman. It's going to be no good. And rebounded there by Gabby Schlock. And now on the other side, it's going to be no good. It's going to roll out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Braham. So we'll stay with the Panthers. Braham in their white uniforms, the blue letters and numbers outlined in gold, the blue striped on the side of the jersey and short, the blue trim at the neck and bottom of the short as well. Meanwhile, here's the inbound for the Panthers. Stork gets it. She gives it off here to Borner. Borner at the top of the key, trying to drive now on Gawley. Then she's double teamed by Beck. Now outside here to Quinn. And they'll go inside. That one's going to be knocked away, but they're going to get a foul here on Braham. This will be the first on Braham. This will be on Avery Schockman, her first, and the team's first as well. Inbound will go here to Borner. Borner will try and drive on Gawley again. Beck is there. Shot is up and no good. Through a bunch of different hands, and Avery Schockman going to get yet another rebound. She brings it forward, trying to go inside to Rysdam, and that just a very ill-advised pass. It'll be stolen away by Schlock, and she'll bring it forward. Now she lost it as she gives to Quinn. Quinn now to Schlock. Schlock will try and get her around Davis. She does. Beck is there, but that's going to draw a foul. Trying to go for the block, but got a lot more than the ball, unfortunately. So that will be the second team foul, the first on Beck. So now Gabby Schlock will shoot two for the Panthers. First one is good. So the Panthers will get on the board first, and into the game is going to be number 31, Lauren Lenez. So Lenez into the game now for Braham, and this one up by Schlock is good as well. So 2 for 2 at the free throw line. It's 2-0, and they score first. Braham coming back the other way. Rysdam gives to Davis. Davis back over to Rysdam. Rysdam looking. They're getting into a little bit of a double team in the zone, but Davis gets through a bunch of traffic. Give to Gawley, now to Davis. It kind of slipped through her hands and winds up with Davis. Davis will give it in the near side corner to Schockman. Schockman going to drive inside. Shot is up and good! Schockman draws it even at 2. Much better start than yesterday. Now this ball through a lot of traffic. It is going to wind up on the floor. That should be a travel, and that's going to be an over and back. Yep. An over and back here on the Panthers. Will give the ball back to Braham. Great job by Braham getting to that ball and just creating havoc on the Panthers and not allowing them to get it cleanly up the court, as we'll get an inbound here for Emily Davis. She'll give to Rysdam. Obviously, we know that they're going to guard her well because, well, she's just that good. Meanwhile, now Lenez gets into a double team, and they're going to get her for a travel. She tried to work through the trap, and unfortunately and it's not her fault. It was more or less the defense just kind of set up in a spot where the pass went to Lenez. It set her up in a trap. So that's just unfortunate for Braham. Meanwhile, here is Quinn. She'll bring it up the court. Now go way deep to Stork. Stork back outside here to Schlock for 3. That's going to be off the mark. But now it's going to be a race for the rebound in which the Panthers are going to win. It's Borner who wins that one. Trying to drive. That's going to be up and blocked and stolen away by Mackenzie Gawley. Quickly up the court they go underneath. Lauren Lenez for 2. Great passing up the court for the Braham Bombers. And they find Lenez wide open underneath for 2. 4-2 now as Rysdam guarding Quinn on this near side. That ball's up for grabs. Rysdam will get the steal. Rysdam trying to go underneath. There was a hand on it, and somehow Mackenzie Gawley comes up with a great job at getting back to that ball by Gawley. Gawley fakes the shot inside. She lost it, and now, they're going to get a foul there. I think she more or less tripped over her own feet. Oh, I think they're going to get Gawley. Yeah, they're going to get Gawley, but I don't think that was so much on Gawley as it was Quinn tripped over her own feet there. Again, Quinn v. Van Maldegem, something like that. Meanwhile, another ball that's up for grabs and another foul. This one's going to go on Davis. Davis not too pleased with that one, but yeah, that's the right call. As she dove for it, she kind of got the feet of the offender. So, although it is the right call, you can understand where she's coming from because she's just trying to make a play. Here's the inbound, though, go to Quinn Van Maldegem. I hope that's even close to right. That's why I said I'm probably just going to call her Quinn. We'll go with Quinn V. This is blocked by Davis, stolen away by Lauren Lenez, and they bring it up the court. Rysdam inside, trying to go underneath the basket. She finds Lenez again for 2. 6-2 is the score, and this defense has made a statement early on for the Braham Bombers. They are saying, hey, welcome to our world, and now this ball going to be knocked out of bounds again by Braham. And we're going to get a timeout here called by the Panthers of New Richland-H-E-G. We're going to take a timeout as well. Back after word from our fine sponsors on KBK and WCMP.
Did you know that at Pine City Family Chiropractic you can unwind and de-stress with a relaxing massage? Pine City Family Chiropractic is proud to offer massage therapy as an addition to your health and wellness goals. Our therapists are highly trained in many modalities from therapeutic to relaxing. Each of our therapists can customize your session to your specific needs. Call Pine City Family Chiropractic at 320-629-6717 to schedule your massage today.
Back here on WCMP and KBK, Braham with the 6-2 lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, custom light force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. 14-13 to go here in the first half. Braham off to a good start, and defensively, their defense is going to tire out the Panthers. Looks like Panthers got their original starting 5 out there, so no change there. Braham. Other than Lenez being in for Beck, that's it. So the same 5 out there for each side. And driving to the basket, the shot will be no good, but it's going to be rebounded by Quinn V. This ball going to go back behind the player, but Borner's able to get it. Borner at the top key trying to drive on Golly. Golly, great defense there. Kick outside now for Schlock for 3. That's going to be no good. But again, it is going to be out of bounds. That should be Braham ball. It will be knocked out of bounds by the Panthers. It'll be interesting to see how deep the Panthers go, because so far it doesn't look like they go super deep. Neither does Braham. So both these teams might be pretty even on the depth they go on their bench. Meanwhile, here comes Davis. She brings it forward, gives back now to Rysdam. Rysdam will look, give it in the corner now to Lenez. She's trying to go underneath to Mackenzie. Golly, too strong on that one. And it's going to be rebounded by Chloe Stork. Now give off to Borner. Borner gets by. Here comes Mackenzie Golly with the poke. Stolen away by Rysdam, but that was all due to Mackenzie Golly. Now Rysdam to the basket. She drops it in for 2. Mackenzie Golly refused to give that ball back. She seen where it was going. She said, all right, here I go. Now this ball is blocked. Stolen away by Davis. Davis is going to be fouled. Davis, thanks to Morgan Rysdam's blocked pass, is able to get that steal. Stork will pick up her first foul for the Panthers, second team foul, and Davis will now shoot 2. What a defensive performance here these last couple of possessions for Braham. Davis going to be good. She got the bounce. Good on that one. Meanwhile, Bridget Golly checks into the game for Braham. So Bridget Golly into the game now, and Emily Davis, good on that one as well. She gets both of them to roll. And hey, as long as they go in, it doesn't matter. 10-2 is the score as the Panthers try and get through this stifling Bomber defense. Well, on that far side, they give to Buendorf, and this is going to be stolen away by Lenez. Lenez with another steal. Up the court they go to Rysdam. She gets it to fall. A little too strong on the layup itself, but she's able to get the friendly bounce, and a timeout called by New Richland-H-E-G. And the Bombers lead by 10 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. We're going to get a commercial break. Be back on KBK and WCMP.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. State-of-the-art pitching machines for softball and baseball. Rent cages with machines or bring your own pitcher. Here's the Pitch also offers instruction from experienced players. And Here's the Pitch has enough room for coaches to bring the whole team for training. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Fall enrollment is now open at Pine Technical and Community College. Whether you're starting out or starting over in your education or career, Pine Technical and Community College is here to help you succeed. Explore brand new labs and program offerings, affordable tuition and scholarship opportunities, all with lakeside housing options. At Pine Technical and Community College, we provide training that gets you hired. Visit pine.edu today and take the first step towards your future.
Back here on WCMP and KBK, 12-2 is the start for the Braham Bombers on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. With 12:50 to go in the first half, it has been defense here for Braham early on. They already have, let's count them up, 7 steals. Now, they haven't turned all of them into points, but they've turned a good chunk of them into points. I think, all but maybe 1 or 2 they haven't turned into points, so pretty impressive here for Braham early on. Meanwhile, here's Quinn V bringing it up the court. She now gets into a trap, gives over to Stork. Stork on the far side to Schlock. Schlock for 3. That's going to be off the mark and knocked out of bounds by Panthers, and it will be Braham ball. So Braham will get it back. That ball, wow, almost to the concessions. Apparently the ball was hungry. I feel it. I feel it, man. I'm hungry too, but meanwhile, here's the inbound. Lenez will give to Rysdam, and Rysdam will bring it forward. She looks, gives over to Davis. Now Davis wanted to go to Lenez. There was nothing there, so she gives to Rysdam. Rysdam fakes, now gives over on the far side to Bridget Gawley for 3. That's going to be a little bit long, and Lenez, I think, no. It's going to be rebounded there by Quinn V. Now they get it up to Schlock. Schlock will try and bring it forward. Gives over, and that pass a little too strong for her teammate, Clara Bundorf. And it's going to go back to Braham on another turnover. Meanwhile, first substitution here for NRH-E-G will be number 14. That'll be Savannah Farr. So Farr into the game for the Panthers. Beck back into the game for Braham. Rysdam and Davis continue to connect. Meanwhile, they'll go underneath here to Davis. To Rysdam. That shot gonna miss for Beck. And is rebounded there by Schlock. Now on this near side to Borner. Give underneath to Schlock. Turnaround jumper is no good, but it's gonna be rebounded by Schlock. She'll look and going over to Quinn V on that far side. Creates a little bit of a screen, drives inside. Kick outside now to Borner. Back outside to Quinn V. She's going to take the 3, and that's going to be good. Not sure exactly what happened there, but it looked like Braham backed off to guard inside the paint, and Quinn V just said thanks. Meanwhile, again, Davis and Rysdam connect with each other. Rysdam just decides, hey, I'm going to come back with one myself. That's going to be no good, and Beck is going to keep it alive. Lenez is going to get the rebound, and this is going to miss. Beck, another rebound. And this goes out to Davis now, who will reset the offense. She's going to drive inside, and she's fouled. This will be the 3rd team foul on the Panthers. This will go against Quinn V. Her first, team's 3rd. Schockman will check in for Davis. So it's Lenez, Schockman, Bridget Gawley, Beck, and Rysdam. The 5 out there for Braham right now. Here's Rysdam. Rysdam fakes the pass to Lenez, now gives here to Schockman. Schockman wanted to go to Rysdam, but now to Lenez. Lenez going to be just off the mark, and it's rebounded there by Savannah Farr. She'll give up to Quinn V. Quinn V working her way through some traffic, give back outside to Stork. Stork going to drive outside wide open for 3, and that is Bundorf. You just can't allow that to happen. They got caught inside and didn't get back to the perimeter. Meanwhile, Rysdam saw Bridget Gawley wide open underneath, and I think she may have been too wide open as she overthrew her on that one. Unfortunately, again, sometimes you can just be a little too wide open on some plays, and I think that was the case there for Bridget Gawley and Rysdam. Rysdam found her, but I think, again, just a little bit, and Rysdam nearly gets a steal here. And this will be out of bounds. It will stay with the Panthers. I apologize. I was in the middle of a thought, and then here comes Rysdam up the court. The pass was a little bit too far out in front of Quinn V. Rysdam almost got the steal as she was using her speed. Quinn V was able to work into the far side corner. Nearly got a steal anyways. They tried to pass it underneath, and then it was knocked out of bounds by Braham. Here's the inbound now for the Panthers. They kick outside to Schlock. Schlock is going to take a long 3. That's going to come up well short, and it is going to go out of bounds and go back to Braham. Inbound will go to Rysdam. Rysdam Glances at the defense. His pass was blocked, and Shockman gets it back. It'll roll to Rysdam as it was tipped by her. Now over to Lenez, now to Shockman. Shockman, again, that one's going to be knocked out of bounds, and now all of a sudden, something that New Richland is doing really well is the fact that they're able to move side to side. Their ability to slide back and forth defensively has been impressive, but here's Shockman. Give outside now to Rysdam. Rysdam for three, no good. And going to be rebounded there by Quinn V. And she'll take it by Rysdam and still drop it in for two. All of a sudden a run here, 8-0 for the Panthers. Meanwhile, here's Rysdam shot inside. Again, Quinn V with the rebound. And she's bothered into a trap. She gets it out of there. Now back on the far side to Buendorf. Buendorf going to try and drive. Kick outside now. And here is Stork. Stork will give, not quite sure what she was looking at there was Buendorf. And then it's rebounded by her teammate, Quinn V. And then her shot was no good and stolen away by Rysdam. Now a three from Bridget Golly going to come up short. But there's Rysdam for the rebound. And she's going to be fouled and go and shoot two. And, well, Braham needed that. They needed something to kind of stop the momentum of the Panthers. Quinn V will pick up her second foul, the team's fourth. And Morgan Rysdam to shoot two. First one's up and good. 13-10. Davis, and now checking into the game is number 23, Ava Kunke. So Ava Kunke into the game for the Bombers for the first time here this afternoon. Rysdam no good on that one. You could kind of tell the way she was just kind of hopping in place there. This is going to be knocked out of bounds. Braham thought it might be their ball, but referees say no, that it is going to be New Richland. Meanwhile, here comes Quinn V up the court. Now she gives it off to Stork on the far side, trying to go inside to Quinn V. Morgan Rysdam and Quinn V battle has been fantastic, and they're going to get a foul here on a Bomber. It'll be the team's fifth, and Quinn V will shoot two. It's going to go against Emily Davis, her second. First one's up and good. Meanwhile, now checking in for NRH-E-G is number 21. That's Amelia Statheim, excuse me. And both of them are good. So 2 for 2 there for Quinn V, and it's 13-12. After a 12-2 opening, Bombers have surrendered now 10 points, and they've only scored one. So Morgan Rysdam, that pass got away from her, and it's going to be stolen away by Borner. All of a sudden, this offense is just struggling to hang on to the ball. Now a three here is good. Statheim, and that is, that's unfortunate, 15-13, and all of a sudden that hot start that we saw for Braham has completely gone away. It is now a 13-1 run for the Panthers, and there's going to be a foul here on New Richland, and rightfully so. That one's going to go against Buendorf. Her second, team's fifth. And now Braham will inbound on this near side. Here's Davis. Davis will kick over to Rysdam. Rysdam all the way across court to Shockman. Shockman back to Rysdam. Rysdam fakes the take from three, lost the ball inside, and now we're going to get that ball to roll out of bounds, and it will go and stay with Braham. So Braham will hold on to the basketball here. It was close, couldn't quite see though, so I don't have an opinion. Inbound here from Shockman to Emily Davis. Shockman traveled. She thought about the three and then stutter stepped, and well, that's going to be a travel. And meanwhile, another substitution here for the Panthers, and get a timeout called here by Braham. So Braham will take the timeout, and we will as well. They trail by 2 now on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard.
ECE Fiber is built by your community for your community. Work, play, and stay connected to what matters most. We offer affordable home and business packages with no hidden fees and 24/7 support. ECE Fiber, easy to use, simple to set up. That's a cooperative difference. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's orderecefiber.com today.
Back here on KBK and WCMP, game day going down at the Gangelhoff Center on the campus of the University of Concordia, St. Paul. It was a good start for Braham. They got out to a 12-2 lead. It has since been a 13-1 run for the Panthers of NRHEG. Now, I did pull it up. Because I was curious, like, what is everything else? I know New Richland, but it's Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva is the rest of the HEG. On the inbound, it will be the Panthers' ball, and they'll try and go to Quinn V. It's stolen away! Avery Schockman, and then she lost it. Well, Schockman got the steal, and it was stolen right back by the Panthers, but luckily for the Bombers, pass that goes off the mark is going to help them out because that goes out of bounds. It will go back to the Bombers. So a few changes there, and Braham will get it back. 7:40 to go in the first half. Emily Davis, lob pass here to Rysdam. She was fouled. Yep. That's going to go against Amelia Stadheim. That'll be her first, team sixth. Yeah, these passes have been had to be lobbed over to players because the Panthers have just done a fantastic job of not only being tall, but also leaping at these passes that Braham has just had to, unfortunately, lob over, and that has allowed the Panthers to get there. Meanwhile, here is Rysdam, a flush three, and that'll give them a little bit of momentum. Meanwhile, here's the pass up the court to Borner. Borner guarded by Ava Kunke. Really good defense there. Now we're going to get a foul here on, I think, Rysdam as she got into the defender in her back because she stopped, and Rysdam was following really close behind. No, they're going to call instead Kunke. No, they did get Rysdam. Okay. Glad he's seen 23. I'm blind. Meanwhile, Schock's back in for the Panthers. Beck back in for the Bombers for Ava Kunke. Inbound here we go to Quinn V. She is their best player. Meanwhile, here's a give to Borner. Outside now, they'll go back in to Quinn V. Trying to go outside again. This little floater is going to be no good. Rebounded by Schlock herself, and she'll put it back for two. Well, that's one thing that we seen yesterday that was a big problem is Braham was just unable to get some defensive boards, and they have to do a better job of that today. And now, although that's just one, you hope that doesn't become a factor. Meanwhile, here is Schockman, had it poked away. Thrown away by Schlock, but it was poked away by a different player. Quinn V up the court. Give out now to Schlock for three, and that's going to come up well short. Beck gets the rebound, says, nope, you ain't getting even close to this one. And she'll give to Davis. Davis kicks up the court quickly to Rysdam. Rysdam looking underneath to Golly. There was nothing there, so she kicks over to, that is Davis. Now here to Mackenzie Golly for three. That's off the mark, and Beck trying to get the rebound, but we pulled in by Quinn V, and she will take it forward. She now glances at the defense, goes back over to Borner. Borner, she looks, she'll try and drive now, gets by one inside. That is going to be knocked out, we're going to say by Rysdam, and it will stay with the Panthers. And that's what Loy is asking. He's saying, was that tipped? I kind of questioned that too. I was kind of like, was it really tipped? Looks like we got blood time here. So, looks like we're going to get a timeout for some blood on a player and possibly on the court. They're checking the court right now. But while we have a moment, I want to thank all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this and every other broadcast. And I also want to thank all of our loyal listeners. Braham has made a pretty good trek out here, so a lot of the town is out here. So maybe not so many listeners from Braham today and yesterday. But either way, whether you're tuning into this game or any other games that we have that we broadcast, I so appreciate you, because if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be able to be out here and call these games. And again, if it weren't for our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to bring you these games for free. Just remember that. We are streaming for free. Yes, it is only audio for playoffs and state, but you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch and listen to all of our games for free. Meanwhile, they get it all cleaned up, and we're back to action. It is the Panthers with the ball. They try and go inside here to Schlock. Schlock will get the turnaround jumper. It's going to be no good, and Lenez reels that one in for the rebound. She'll give it up the court to Rysdam. Rysdam looking. She'll glance over the defense. Now give here to Davis. Davis, that pass was not as clean as Rysdam would have liked, but it got to her anyways. Now to Rysdam, now to Lenez, now to Davis. Davis for three. That'll be off the mark, and it will go out of bounds and go back to the Panthers. 5:35 to go here in the first half. Defenses have shown out here in this one as Panthers will inbound. Golly was there. And a pestery defender. I don't know if pestery is a word, but I'm going to use it. Meanwhile, now a drive inside, and Rysdam takes the, they're going to say no charge. So they just collide, and the ball is going to roll out of bounds. Last touch by the Panthers, and it will go back, to Braham. It looks like, Quinn V looks like she checked out, and now she's back into the game, so there's that substitution. Meanwhile, here come the Bombers back the other way. Rysdam with it. She'll look to this near side to Davis. Davis will kick over to Lenez. Lenez in this near side. Back to Davis. Davis now looking. Give over to Rysdam. Rysdam pulls it down, and again, kind of getting in, trying to get Braham into traps, and then we're going to get a foul here on the Panthers, and Davis will go to the line and shoot two. This will be the 7th team foul now on the Panthers. This one's going to go against Stork, her second. And Emily Davis will shoot two. That one is good. 17 all as Davis makes that free throw. And this one's going to be off the mark. So Davis only one of two there. And the Panthers have it back. We're tied at 17 apiece. And this kick on the far side, Stork is wide open for three. Instead, she tries to drive inside. Going to get a foul here. I think they're going to get, it's either Lenez or Beck, and I don't know who they'll call it on. They'll call it on Lenez. So Lenez will pick up her first and the team's 7th. And now to shoot two is Stork for the Panthers. Stork is good on the first. Bridget Golly will check into the game for Braham. She will check in for Jenna Beck. This one no good, and oh my heavens, you can't allow that. Quinn V is able to get the rebound. I kind of saw it. There was a look in her eye that you could just tell she was going to get that rebound. And now another foul here. This one going to go against Mackenzie Golly, her second, team's 8th, and it'll be a 1-and-1 now for Borner. Just got a little bit out of position there, did Golly, and that allowed Borner to draw the foul. Meanwhile, the first 1-and-1 is good, so 19-17. That one no good, but it'll be Davis with the rebound. So 1 and 2 there. This time it's Davis who gets the rebound. Davis, again, they're working Braham into traps more times than not, and that's been the issue, I think, for a lot of this game is Braham has just been unable to get any clean looks. And meanwhile, the give inside to Mackenzie Golly, and she drops it in for two, and we're tied back at 19 apiece. Meanwhile, here's the give to Quinn V. She spins out of a little bit of traffic. There's Rysdam just following her every move. Those two have been fun to watch here today. I'd like to see them one-on-one, but there haven't been enough one-on-ones here today. Meanwhile, here's a throw towards the basket, and somehow Quinn V gets the rebound and then travels. As she got through some traffic, yeah, unfortunately, she was trying to save herself from hitting the ground too hard. So she kept that arm out and didn't dribble, which, I mean, it's understandable. You wouldn't expect her to just hit the floor as hard as she can. So you kind of understand how that foul or how that travel came about. Meanwhile, Braham gets it back. Davis gives it over to Rysdam. Back to Davis. Now back to Rysdam. Rysdam over the defender for three. That's going to be no good. And it's, again, Quinn V with the rebound. She's into a trap on the far side, and She throws it right to Mackenzie Golly for the steal, and now Rysam along two is going to be good. Well, that is what Braham wants to do defensively. Gets you into a trap and force a bad pass, and they do there. Now into the corner again. Davis guarding. They'll give it now here to Buendorf. Buendorf works it out of there, and now up the court. She gets it to Schlock, and they're going to get Rysam. I don't know about that one. That one was a little bit too close. I think you got to let that one go and let him play a little bit. I don't like that call. She's on the sideline, which I get, but she has her hands up and she's backing away. I don't like that one. So it will send Schlock to the line nonetheless for a 1-and-1. 3:21 to go. Bombers lead 21-19. Here's the first one. It's up and no good, and somehow she gets it back. Braham right now is just not getting set for any rebounds, and I mean any rebounds off the free throws. They have just been, honestly, a little slow to get there and are just not setting up in a good spot. Meanwhile, now we're going to get Mackenzie Golly, who picks up her third foul, team's 10th, and now again Schlock is back to the line for two. He's getting a little bit out of position all of a sudden, and Schlock makes the first. Beck will sub in for Mackenzie Golly. Now we got to watch Quinn V here. She switches sides, but she has been phenomenal at getting a jump, and she is again. This one going to be no good, but Beck said, well, she did, but it's stolen away by Quinn V. So even if she didn't get it, she got it back anyways. Meanwhile, here's a three that is good. That's going to be by number 2, Borner, and that'll make it 23-21. Well, man, you get the rebound, and then you give up the steal. And another one. Quinn V again with the steal. They're just, another foul. That's going to be on. Oh, my goodness. Zach Loy, Loy is just, he's speechless. He doesn't even know what to say. Oh, man. I don't know. That one again was a little bit kind of iffy. Schockman and Kunke check in for Rysam and Bridget Golly. Obviously, Rysam with 3. You can't risk her being in there. Meanwhile, this is going to be no good. Oh, how is that not a foul? Emily Davis got the rebound, and then she had the defender all over her back. Come on. Well, either way. Now, Schockman give underneath to Ava Kunke, and it's going to go out of bounds. She was pushed, too. She was pushed in the back as well, and they didn't call it. Man. I think they missed a few there. So the Panthers have it back after the ball rolling out of bounds. They'll give on this near side as they are in the offensive zone. Here's Borner. Lob underneath to Schlock. She'll get it up, and she drops it in for 2. Lenez gets the inbound. She'll give back right away to Davis. And a little bit of confidence has been shaken here for the Bombers as now Schockman gives to Davis. Davis, they're going to get, there we go. Finally, we get a call for Braham. Schlock is going to pick up the foul. It's her first, team's 8th. 8th, yes. Or they say Gaby Schlake, so I apologize. I've been calling her Schlock, but it's Schlake, I guess. And now Davis will shoot the 1-and-1. And that one's going to be no good. Poked out, but rebounded by the Panthers anyways. Drive inside, now kick out to Schlake. Now to Quinn V, a long 3. It's good. 28-21. Bombers feeling it a little bit now as, again, the Panthers, it has been a 26-9 run. Ava Kunke inside. There was definitely a hand there. Meanwhile, Davis out to Schockman. The long 3 is good! Oh, man. Now what? Oh, we got a foul on Brad? What? I didn't see it, so I can't really say. They got it on Beck. Now, Warner will shoot 2. I didn't see it, so I can't really say. It was after the 3 was made, so, but still not sure where that foul came or what it was. Meanwhile, Borner makes the first, 29-24, and gets a more than friendly bounce on that one to make it 30-24. Meanwhile, here is Davis's pass back over to Shockman. Now back to Davis. Davis back to Shockman. Shockman gives back to Davis, and there's just nothing opening up now. Shockman again. That one's good! It's just fine. Give me the space to shoot, and I'll take it. That's her second 3. 30-27, under a minute to go. That ball was up for grabs, but Panthers are able to get it back. Here's Schlake. Schlake will drive inside. That ball's up for grabs. Shockman going to get the steal. Oh, you gotta be kidding. There is no way. She ran into Beck herself. No, my God. She ran into Beck herself. You cannot call that. She is, first of all, she was planted, and she ran into herself. That is contact by the offensive player. That's terrible. Man, oh, man. That was a bad call, respectfully. Again, I'm allowed to have my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not picking on the refs. Not picking on the refs at all. I know that we can't play a game without them, but that was a bad call. They called Beck for that. And she was, 1, planted. 2, the offensive player ran into her. She initiated that contact, did the offensive player. So there's just no reason that should have been called a foul. And Beck going to draw a foul here on the Panthers. My goodness, that was bad. Meanwhile, we'll get a foul here on Stork, her 3rd. And Beck will shoot 2. Yeah, I know we need referees to play this game, so I appreciate the referees, obviously, but I'm also allowed to have an opinion, even if it's wrong. Even if it's wrong, I'm allowed to have a wrong opinion. But a lot of times when the coach gets that upset, I feel like I'm I don't want to say vindicated, but I feel like I have a good argument myself. Meanwhile, Beck drops them both in from the free throw line to make it 31-29, so Braham trails by 2. I think it's Bridget Golly in here for Jenna Beck. Yeah, Beck now picks up her 3rd. That's 3 players for Braham with 3 fouls. That's not good. That is Bridget Golly got away with a foul there. And now this up for grabs, and 2 is made by number 2, Borner. Make it 33-29. And with under 30 seconds to go, 15 now, 14. Shot clock is off. Shockman give to Davis. Obviously, the Bombers want to get something here before the half. That's not a way to do it. Meanwhile, it's going to be stolen away by far. And they're now going to get the last shot off. But it's no good, thank God. Well, a little bit of a shaky finish to this first half for Braham. And not how they wanted to finish it off. But they do get a couple more points before the end of the half. And they are within 4 of the lead, of New Richland-H-E-G. A couple of questionable calls out there, but the Bombers only trail by 4 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. So that is going to do it for our first half of action here on WCMP and KBEK. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. And when we come back, it'll be time for our halftime show brought to you by Holland's Auto Body and Glass in Morris. So stay tuned after a word from our fine sponsors here on Nice 95.5 KBK and Anthem Country 106.5 AM 1350 WCMP.
Pizza Pub in Pine City has a pizza and salad buffet on Fridays.
Not the right vibe. Trav and the gang at Pizza Pub are a little hipper. Here we go. Take 2.
Start off your weekend right with the Friday Pizza Buffet at Pizza Pub. From 11 to 1, pile your plate high with all-you-can-eat pizza for just $12, or upgrade to pizza and salad buffet for only $16. And they're now open Friday and Saturday 11 to 11 and Sunday 11 to 9. Pizza Pub, serving fresh pizza every day of the week. Come stop in.
Pizza Pub of Pine City.
Hey there, Brad from Lee's Pro Shop here. Are you ready to show off that school pride? Lee's Pro Shop is your official letter jacket supplier, and we're here to help you celebrate every touchdown, goal, and win. We got everything you need to create a perfect letter jacket that tells your story. And for a limited time, when you come in and mention this radio ad, you get $10 off your letter jacket. That's right, $10 off. So come in, let's start to tell your story. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
We're out here on the range today to remind you that high school trap season is almost upon us. And if you or your favorite shooter needs to get geared up, the place to go is Almost Yours Gun & Pawn. They've got the largest selection of new and used firearms, plenty of ammo for practice and competition. They've got archery gear, conceal and carry classes, and loading supplies. So if you're getting ready to head out on the range, make your first stop to Almost Yours Gun & Pawn. Whew, nice one.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
In service to one, in service to all, for over 100 years, the Pine City Knights of Columbus has donated thousands of dollars and volunteered countless hours to many great programs in the Pine City community. Stay tuned for more information about their upcoming events. They need your support at these events to help raise funds for the continued support of these programs.
Eat better, buy more, spend less is more than a slogan at Chris's Food Center. From fresh produce to top quality meats and prime rib dinner served every Friday night. Visit Chris's Food Center in Sandstone or check out their weekly deals at chrissfoodcenter.com.
The anytime for anyone that's got a little of everything for that special someone. Northern Bloom and Gifts in Sandstone. Northern Bloom carries handmade, one-of-a-kind gifts. And whether you want to pick up a bouquet of flowers on the way home or have them delivered to the ones you love, think Northern Bloom and Gifts in Sandstone.
Back here on WCMP and KBEK, it's now time for our halftime show brought to you by Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora. They are ICAR and ASE certified. So if you've had an accident, let Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora fix you up. They are there for your collision and mechanical needs. Well, at the half, the Bombers trail 33-29, and the way this one began, you wouldn't have expected it to be even close. It started with a 12-2 start for the Braham Bombers, but it was all New Richland since then. Now, Bombers have kept it close, but wait till I tell you how many points it has been. 31-17 for the New Richland Panthers. They at one point, I think it was a 16-0 run for New Richland here in this game to not only get the lead, but really start to pull away, and Braham was able to get a few shots here and there. But then the fouls started to pile up for both teams, and you could really tell that both teams were trying to figure out how to navigate that. And for Braham offensively, I don't think they're playing terrible defensively. They do need to make sure they're playing a little bit more clean because they have had some fouls that they need to clean up. But in the first half offensively, New Richland just does such a good job playing sideline to sideline that Braham had a tough time really finding anything open and or clean to navigate through. The passing lanes had a bunch of hands in them. The Panthers were quite literally jumping at almost every single ball that they saw. And it was like, oh man, they just can't get a clean pass. Every pass was contended, and it seemed like New Richland knew what they were running every single time. But Braham did get off a few good shots, and it just felt like when they were getting or weren't taking some of those shots, it felt like they lacked a little bit of confidence, that they weren't taking some of those shots because they didn't want to miss. And I think in a game like this, you've got to understand that you're going to miss some, and that's okay. It's just you can't not take the shot because you're – and I'm not saying that's what it is. I highly doubt that's what it is anyways. But you can't not take the shot because you're worried about missing. You have to put up some of these shots because, well, you're just not going to get a whole lot of open opportunities. We saw a couple of them there in the first half, but even still, those were contested, and they still had to get them over the defender. So, I mean, the Panthers defense is playing really well. I mean, you're at the state tournament. Let's be real, you're not going to get into a game where you're just going to blow a team out. We saw the 12-2 run, and I was like, man, it'd be cool if they could continue this run and kind of maybe blow out the team, and that'd be better for my heart and my blood pressure. But you just knew that wasn't going to be the case, and you're at the state tournament. Each and every team has the right and deserves to be here. They have fought their tails off to be in this position and have worked not just this year. They don't just put in the work this year. They have put in work for years to get to this point, and each and every team that's here is that. I mean, they're all very equally talented. Obviously, the best ones win, but I think Braham, I don't want to say they got comfortable in that first half, and that's where the run came from New Richland, because I don't think this Braham plays for comfortability. They're a physical team, so I certainly don't think it's that. But when we look at what happened, it just seemed like they got a little, it's tough to say complacent because they were still making some decent plays, but I feel like a little bit of complacency, but also just not taking care of the basketball. We seen that yesterday against MIB in the first half. Now, it bled over a little bit into the second half. Not a lot, but a little bit. But you seen that there in that first half against MIB, and it was like, okay, they need to clean this up. Second half started not as well as they would have liked, but then all of a sudden, okay, things started to fall. They took very good care of the basketball, and then they only had a couple of turnovers the rest of the game. And I think that's what needs to happen here in this second half is they need to, well, one, play a little bit cleaner because, again, you've got 3 players with 3 fouls, and you cannot afford to have any one of them foul out of this game. But also, you have to remember that you are a really good team, and you can make plays. You just have to take care of the basketball. I think that'll be the main thing here in the second half is take better care of the basketball and trust yourself to make some of these shots. I feel like they left a few, at least, I don't want to say points, but at the very least opportunities out there on the court in the first half because they didn't want to take some of those shots because it was a little bit contested. And to be fair, that's the right move 9 times out of 10 because you're probably going to get it blocked. But in the second half, you're now trailing by 4. The offense, well, I mean, again, they kept pace, but it just felt like they were losing it a little bit when New Richland was on that run. So I think they just need to be a little bit more confident in themselves and take some of those contested shots and trust their defense that they're going to go out and make those plays and that they need them to make. And obviously you've got to play a little bit cleaner, so we'll see how that affects things here in the second half. But I think taking care of the ball and just taking more confident and contested shots are some of the things that I'll look at here in this second half for Braham. But that is going to do it for our Holmes Auto Body and Glass halftime show. We're going to get one more commercial break. Then we'll have your second half of action here on WCMP and KBEK.
Arrow Building Center in Siren is your leading name throughout the Midwest with trusted brands for your building supplies and services. Arrow Building Center has been providing contractors, homeowners, and do-it-yourselfers with quality products and expert service for all projects, big and small, for many decades. No matter the size of your next project, Arrow Building Center is at your service. And don't forget, free, yes, free delivery, always. Stop on by Arrow Building Center in Siren, conveniently located off Highway 70, or visit them online at abc-clc.com.
How do you want to be celebrated? A church service, a celebration of life in a chapel, maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these things can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Methvin Funeral and Cremation has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decisions now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Methvin Funeral and Cremation in Mora, Hinckley, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com.
Back here on KBK and WCMP, second half of action coming your way. KBK coming out here at Gengelhoff Center on the campus of University of Concordia St. Paul. As we get ready for half number 2. It's an entertaining first half, 12-2 start for the Bombers, and then it was kind of all New Richland, although, again, Braham was able to keep pace and tie it up a bunch. But Here we go, second half underway. It is the Panthers who will start with it. They'll go right to left on your radio dial. Braham left to right. And on this near side, they'll try and get it out to Borner. Borner gets it and now gives to Schlake, Now back here to Stadheim. Stadheim over to Schlake for 3. That's going to come up short. And, New Richland does get the rebound. And that's one thing I mentioned, too, in the first half is Braham's going to have to work on getting some more defensive rebounds. And that's another one where they just weren't in position. They thought it was going to go out of bounds, but just a more heads-up play by New Richland, realizing, hey, I'm going to go after this and be more aggressive and try and get it. So Braham needs to just a little bit step up defensively to try and get some more rebounds. Meanwhile, a 3 at the top of the key for Stork is going to go off the mark, and it'll be Mackenzie Gawley who gets the rebound. That was a big one there for her. Meanwhile, she gives up the court to Schockman. Schockman will look back over to Gawley. Gawley looking to Davis, now back to Schockman. Schockman will dribble, gives over to Davis on the far side. Davis now to the top of the key to Rysdam. Back over to Gawley, to Davis. Davis back over to Gawley. It goes through her hands and stolen away. That pass was just a little bit high, and now it's stolen right back by Rysdam. That's what you needed. Now on the fast break. Good luck catching her. Oh, and then too strong on that one, but luckily Schockman is right there for the rebound and put back. We've seen that a few times this year where Rysdam, I don't think it's so much forgets to gear down, but it seems like she may be trying to go to the basket stronger. Sometimes forgets that she can gear down and slow up to get that shot a little bit better, but still, they get the rebound and they do get back. Meanwhile, this shot is off the mark, and Rysdam is actually going to have it go off of her as she was trying to box out Borner. She threw it off of Rysdam, and Rysdam pretty upset. So Rysdam not too pleased with that, but you got to understand, New Richland at this point is just showing a little bit more hustle. So if you're Braham, you gotta start picking it up. Meanwhile, Quinn V checks in the game. What does she do? 3 right away. Right over the defender, too. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Braham's got to take a few more contested shots and also take better care of the ball. But meanwhile, they give inside to Jenna Beck, and she gets it to fall 36-33. Good shot there from Jenna Beck, just to kind of settle things down and not let it maybe get too out of hand. Meanwhile, here's a shot. Quinn V, she's fouled. And I think the way Beck is reacting, it's on her, which would be her 4th. It is. There was a questionable call on her, maybe more than questionable call on her in the first half that maybe shouldn't have been, but that is why she has 4 fouls now as she picks that one up. So Quinn V, the first one is good. Lauren Lenez will check in for Beck. And that one's good as well. 38-33. Davis will look on this near side to Rysdam. She holds on to it, give over to Schockman. Schockman back to Rysdam. Rysdam back to Schockman. Schockman trying to go underneath to Rysdam. Trying to give to Lenez, and just too far out in front of her, and it's going to be another turnover here for Braham. And unfortunately, turnovers to begin this second half are playing a little bit of a factor for Braham again. Meanwhile, they give underneath, and she is wide open. Not so much anymore. Davis nearly stole it away. Now they'll kick outside. Here's a 3 from Borner, and that is no good. And Schockman is fouled. Pretty clear foul. I'm not quite sure. Quinn V was pretty upset. She looked back at the ref and kind of gave him a look, but that looked like a pretty clear foul to me. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, too, for Braham, so. Here's the inbound to Davis now. Braham bringing it forward. Davis will kick to Rysdam. Rysdam gives back to Davis. Davis over to Lenez. Lenez back to Davis. And they'll get back to Rysdam. Trying to go underneath to Lenez. And Lenez gets the defender to go by and drops it in for 2. Lenez has had a pretty big hand in this game. She has made some really good plays. 2 steals, 2 rebounds, and now 6 points. Pretty good outing from Lenez, and we've still got just under 15 minutes to go in the game. Meanwhile, here's Quinn V trying to get around Rysdam. Now give outside to Borner. Borner looking to the inside. She'll drive, kick out to Buendorf. Spin move inside. Shot is up, no good. And that could have been another foul as Lenez got the rebound and lost it. There were some hands there that maybe could have drawn a foul. And 3 from Quinn V. Meanwhile, Braham has it back. Rysdam will take a contested 3. It's going to go off the mark, rebounded by the Panthers. And I think that's another thing Braham should probably do here in the second half is maybe try and be a little bit more. Oh, that's a flop. That is a terrible flop. We're going to get Mackenzie Golly with her 4th. Warner will shoot 3. First one's no good. Yeah, no offense to Warner, but it was a pretty good acting job there on that one. And hey, you gave her credit because if you can get the referee to call it, yeah, more power to you. But I think right now for Braham, they need to play a little bit. I mean, they just got to get back defensively. And so Borner missed it. Quinn V yet again on the rebound on the free throw, got a rebound. Luckily, she stepped out of bounds, so Braham's going to get it back. But that's the 4th time that she has been in that conversation where somebody else at the free throw line, and she goes and gets it. Meanwhile, here's a shot miss, and, well, guess who gets the rebound? The young lady I just mentioned. And she's a senior, very, very talented senior. Now she's going to drive and kick outside to Schlake for 3. That's going to be off the mark. Got a foul inside. Going to go on Lenez. Simply out of position. They're just not getting into position right now, and they're just, they're feeling it. They're not getting set up in good spots for the rebound. They're not boxing out as well as they need to, and they're starting to feel the effects from it. Got to somehow get themselves settled down and get back defensively because right now they're on their heels. Meanwhile, it is still Panther ball. It's Borner trying to drive. She gets a little bit of an edge, and she drops it in for 2. 43-35. Davis past the timeline now, kicks all the way into the corner to Schockman, had it stolen away. Schlake with the steal, and Quinn V drops in for 2. Timeout going to be called here they'll need a timeout because all of a sudden it's a 10-point difference, and Braham is just, I don't know what happened. They just have kind of lost the confidence right now, and they got to get back and get that aggressiveness right now. It just feels like they're a little timid right now. So timeout, maybe that'll change things.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
If you're gonna stop and fuel up, you might as well stop at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store. And if you need a little something for that party, right now save on Rice Krispie Sheet Treat, just $14.99. Sweet Chaos Drizzled Popcorn are just $2 for $8. Snack Time Frosted Pretzels only $5.99 each. Ghirardelli Milk Chocolate Snowmen are just $7.99. And Shirley Temple 7-Up 12-packs, 2 for $12. Fill up, load up, and save at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store today. Back here on WCMP and KBK, I mentioned how Braham was playing a little bit timid, and it's hard to not play timid when you had 13 team fouls in the first half. And right now they have 3 already. Meanwhile, on this near side, the Bombers get the ball back. Rysdam gets fouled. and that'll be on Bundorf for a third. Well, maybe they draw one there, but yeah, Braham, again, kind of like yesterday, I want to see them continue to drive to the basket because maybe they can draw more fouls that way, but if they can't get an open shot underneath the basket, they need to look back outside because eventually they're going to get someone open from getting underneath the basket, and they're going to be able to drop some threes in. You have plenty of players who can shoot it from long range, so need to try and get something going, and that, again, just a bad pass there. Going to wind up being a steal, again, for Schlake. She now has 5. Meanwhile, they get back defensively, and already a better trip defensively. They're a little bit more man-to-man on this trip, and Schockman lost it, and how could have got a foul there, but I don't think she had enough possession. Meanwhile, it's going to be a steal here for Schockman, and then almost lost it. Davis is able to get it back. Rysdam gets the defender to jump on the fake, and she drives to the basket, shoots it, drops it for 2. Definitely need more of that. So maybe a little bit more quicker offensively is what they need because that trip was nice. And Bridget Gawley draws the foul. Yeah, that's a big job there. And New Richland wants the flop. I don't know how you can get a flop there when that was a pretty clear foul. Bridget Gawley was, I mean, she was there. She could have set up camp there if she wanted. And she drew the foul. So, yeah, that's a right call. I'm not quite sure where you look for the flop there because you ran into her and she wasn't moving her feet. Meanwhile, here's Davis. That pass is blocked, but Rysdam is going to get it back, and she's going to try and drive inside, and she got that one to fall. Well, there you go. Again, moving a little bit quicker offensively now, and I think that's what they need to do maybe. I don't know. But here's Quinn V, and, well, she drops one in. Yeah, you don't want her to do that. You don't want her to get open like that and just weave through the defense because she's just way too talented. Emily Davis draws the foul. And on Schlake, that'll be her 3rd. And that's the team's 4th. So Lenez, it looks like, yes. She'll come over to this near sideline to inbound. Here's Davis. She'll give over to Rysdam off the inbound. Now over to Schockman. Schockman hit 2 big threes there in that first half. Now goes inside to Davis. Davis high off the glass, can't get it to fall. And they're fighting, man. They are battling in there for the rebound, and it's going to be taken by Quinn V. She turns around the defender, and that's going to be no good. Maybe a foul miss, but Schlake is able to get it and drop it in for 2. Man, the Panthers definitely have a height advantage. As Schockman goes for 3. That's another one for her. You might want to keep finding her open because she is, I think she's at this point, pretty high percentage. It's 3 for 4, 3 for 5, something like that. She hasn't missed many from 3, if any at all. I don't know. This ball inside going to be knocked out of bounds by the Panthers, and it will go back to Braham. Just doesn't seem like Braham can quite grab all the momentum that they would like to, because as soon as they get something like this going where they get a nice shot to fall from Schockman and then they get back defensively, force a turnover, it's not that the offense is playing bad, it's just that they just can't quite seem to get the shots to fall. Bridget Gawley kicking 3. It's going to be too long, and it will be rebounded here by the Panthers. And again, Quinn V coming up the court. She has 22 points. This shot going to be up and no good. And rebounded there by Lenez, out in transition to Rysdam. And then to Davis, trying to go with the reverse layup, a little too... Yeah, that was a little bit too tough of a shot there. But she had to do it through traffic because if she would have pulled it down, she would have, 1, traveled, or 2, had it stolen away. So I understand the idea, and then we get a jump ball here. That was a really quick whistle for the jump ball. A little bit surprised on that one, but possession here does favor Braham, so that is key, as they will get the ball back. Davis fakes the shot right off the inbound, and then is fouled, and we'll go to line and shoot 2. That's going to be the 4th on Stork. Team's 5th. They get 49-42 still, and again, Emily Davis is at the line to shoot 2. 9:49 to go here in the game. And this second half is whizzed by. It is crazy how fast this half has gone already. I don't like it. So Davis no good on the first. She'll get another opportunity. And that one is good. So 49-43, Bombers trail by 6 on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Warner will go with the inbound. Braham will play a little bit of a softer press. And it's going to be the Panthers who wind up getting through it. On this near side, give to Quinn V. Quinn V take the shot over Rysdam. And yeah, it's just, I mean, she's not even worried about the defender at this point. So another 3 there for Quinn V. Rysdam. And it does help when you have a little bit of height here, and Davis got hit in the face, and they didn't see it, unfortunately. Rysdam drive inside. They're going to get a foul on Rysdam for the charge. And that's going to be her 4th. Her 4th, team's 4th in the half, and now we get a timeout called here by Braham. 52-43. Braham trails on that Embrace Orthodontics score. We're back after a commercial break.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. Coaches, when you need space that's air conditioned or heating with enough room to get in some team training, book Here's the Pitch. Fixing swings, catchers using the state-of-the-art machines, breaking in bats, whatever the team needs to dominate next season. Let Here's the Pitch elevate their game. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Back here on KBK and WCMP, game day Gilman out at the Gangelhoff Center for this state consolation game in Class Single A for girls basketball. Braham trails 52-43 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, and some unfortunate news as just before the timeout, Morgan Rysdam picked up her 4th foul. You don't want anybody to foul out, especially her. Beck also has 4 fouls. You don't want her to foul out either, as she is just a presence in the post that you need, as did Mackenzie Golly. Those 3 had 3 in the first half, and now they have 4. Meanwhile, Quinn V has just taken over this game for the Panthers, as that one will not fall. And we're going to get another foul, a jump ball, which will point the way of the Panthers, does the possession arrow. One of the rare misses there for Quinn V. She has hit, let's count them up, 1, 2, 3 threes just in the second half alone, 2 in the first half. She has 25 points for the Panthers, as now this ball up for grabs and be stolen away by Emily Davis. And Davis has just been beaten and battered in this game, man. And she will fall there, and this will be the 4th on Quinn V. Emily Davis slow to get up, and she's up, though. Man, she has, I mean, the last time they had the ball offensively, she got hit in the face. They didn't see it. This time, I mean, she is, I don't want to say cut down because that seems wrong to say, but basically cut down. And it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't absolutely not on purpose, so there's no blame to the Panther player at all. It's not like she did it on purpose, but just fighting for the ball, and yeah, she was, man, she fell hard. So Braham will get it back, though, after the foul on New Richland. Meanwhile, Ava Kunke into the game for Rice, and that is going to be good again from Schockman on this near side for 3. 52-46. You maybe just need to feed her the ball a little bit more. Got a little bit of an opening and dropped it in for 3. Meanwhile, Quinn V is out of the game. Braham's got to take advantage of that because she's been kind of I don't want to say the lone player that has wreaked havoc for the Panthers, but yeah, kind of. We got another foul here on Braham, as it will be their 5th, the first there on Bridget Golly. Inbound will come in for the Panthers on the far side to Borner. She'll look and now give on this near side to Schlake. Schlake will try and drive. She'll spin move inside. Touch is no good, and Lenez pulls in the rebound. She gives up to Schockman. She gives now to Kunke. Now to Schockman again. Oh, I thought she was going to take it. She'll give on this near side to Golly. Bridget Golly back out to Shockman. Shockman lost it for a moment, but is able to pick it back up. Shockman will kind of reset things offensively. Oh my, that's a long three, and it's still good! Shockman said, you know what, I need a few extra feet for this one. And Loy gives a little bit of a smile there. Oh my goodness. That was dang near WNBA range. That was ridiculous. That was beyond the college three. That was nice job, Avery Shockman. This is going to go off the bottom of the backboard, rebounded here by Bridget Golly. And Shockman with it again. Go ahead, do it again. She's going to give off to Kunke now. Back to Shockman. Ooh, she's thinking about it. She instead will drive inside, puts up a shot. She is fouled and will shoot 2. Avery Shockman. Wow. 3 threes in this second half along with the 2 for 11 points in the second half alone. She's got 19 total. So Shockman will now shoot 2. I didn't see who that last foul was on. First one's no good here for Shockman. I think they call it on Amelia Stadheim. No, it was on Buendorf, her 4th. So no good, Shockman on the first. But this one, oh, it rattles out. And will be taken there by the Panthers. Quinn V is back into the game. She does have 4 fouls, so you'd like to see her get her 5th if you're Braham to just kind of get her out of the game and prevent her from scoring anymore. But meanwhile, Schlake on the far side gets a pass from her. And because she draws so much attention, does Quinn V, she is able to kick it out to Schlake with basically no one around her. Now Rysam will get the feed here outside. It's going to be no good. Bridget Golly tried to use the go-go gadget arms, but couldn't quite pull it in. Mackenzie Golly will check in for Kunke. Panthers have it back, 55-49. 6:45 to go here in the game. Here's the Panthers. Bring it forward. It's still within reach if you're Braham. Again, Quinn V kick outside now to Schlake, and this time they have her covered. She's looking to kick outside, and she'll throw it over. That's going to work as a pass for Quinn V, and she'll put it up. That's going to be no good. And Rysam is able to come out of there with the rebound. And Rysam trying to go on a fast break here, gets through some traffic, drops it in for 2. 55-51. Now within 4 for the Bombers. Here comes Quinn V again. She is going to be kind of the one to keep an eye on. They'll give it back to Quinn V. And she'll look, try and get around the defender. She picks up her dribble now, trying to work this ball inside. They do. It rolls to Borner. Borner trying to drive. She'll kick back out to Quinn V. She'll take the 3. That one's going to be off the mark. Now it's a matter of, yes, can they get the rebound? They did. And this ball going to be stolen right back by Borner. Well, that's not what you want. And then they leave Quinn V alone. Well, luckily they get the miss, but it's going to be rebounded and put back for 2 by Stork. That's what I'm talking about. Braham just needs to get back defensively a little bit quicker and get the rebounds, because they should not have had 2 chances like that. But we're going to get a timeout here by the Panthers, and while they take one, we will as well. Back after a word from our fine sponsor.
Your journey to a smile you'll love forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. With locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you'll embrace forever.
Well, the Bombers are real close. They are within 6 points of tying this game up. 7 to take the lead. And they have really picked up things as this half has gone along. They have gotten back into this game and done a really good job. But defensively, they just need to lock in a little bit more. Defensively, they're allowing far too many second chance scoring opportunities for the Panthers, and now they do give up a little bit of height, but it's really unfortunate because they've done a good job of not allowing open shots from outside other than that last one. Other than that, they've done pretty good, and now their offense is starting to roll, so they've got something working for them. They just need to get back defensively and make sure they're in their spots that they need to be because last couple times they've been a little bit out of position. Meanwhile, this ball going to be knocked out of bounds by the Panthers. It will stay with Braham as they have it in their offensive zone. Emily Davis will check into the game, as will Beck. And they'll come in for Bridget Golly and Lauren Lennes. Davis, meanwhile, is back into the game, which is good to see. Schockman will give all the way across the court to Mackenzie Golly, and she drops it in for 2. 57-53. Quinvy has it, and again, she is the one to keep an eye on. She got the edge, and her shot is up, no good. Gonna get a foul here on, I don't know who the foul's on. I'm guessing the Panthers because we're moving for a 1-and-1 for Braham. Stork is gonna get her 5th, unfortunately, so she'll foul out. So it must have been Davis who got the rebound, and then she was fouled from her being at the free throw line. That's what I'm gonna surmise. So 57-53, Davis back at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. It's the 8th team foul there on the Panthers. And this one's good. Well, they needed that one, 57-54. And Davis good on that one as well. 2 big free throws there from Davis, make it 57-55. Braham getting back to how they kind of started this game. Started off on a 12-2 run. Meanwhile, they give inside to Borner, now kick outside to Schlake. Her 3 is off the mark, and that is why you want Beck in there, because she pulls down that rebound and nobody even had a chance. Schockman, why not? It's good! Schockman has been absolute money from downtown, and she makes it again. 58-57. But now Quinvy inside. Shot is up. Going to be no good. Emily Davis pulls in the rebound. There we go. Defense and offense now working together. Morgan Rysdam, the floater. Good! 60-57. And now the Panthers have to call a timeout. And here come the Bombers. 60-57. Full timeout called by New Richland, and we'll take a timeout as well.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
So Braham has been on a run here, and they need to continue. And I think one of the biggest things is the fact that Quinvy has had to back off a little bit defensively with the 4 fouls. They obviously don't want her to foul out because, well, she can score from anywhere, and that's not a joke. She can literally score from anywhere out there. So she's had to back off a little bit defensively, and Braham's just taking full advantage of that. And one of the things is they're working just a half step faster offensively now than they were before, and I think that's due to the confidence that they have since got from this run they've been on. They now lead 60-57 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. 4:21 to go in the game. A chance at continuing your state journey is on the line. If they win, they'll play tomorrow right back here at Gangelhoff Center against the winner of Mayor Lutheran and Keller Higher Northome at 8 a.m. And if they were to win, we would definitely be back here for that one. So ball's knocked out of bounds by Braham. It will stay with the Panthers. And Quinvy, again, she'll start with it. Obviously, again, she's the one to watch out for. She's guarded by Davis. And now she gives it off to Buendorf on the far side. They'll give to Borner. She'll try and drive, and a smart job there by the Bombers just to let that one go because they would draw the foul. Meanwhile, it's Rysdam with the rebound. Over to Davis. Davis drops it in for 2 plus the and 1. And Davis, you can almost see the emotion almost overcoming just because she knows how big that is. I don't know who they called that foul on. I don't know who that was on. Maybe Stadheim, I think. Meanwhile, Davis no good on the free throw. Either way, she still got the 2, 62-57. Quinn V drives inside. She drops that one in. Well, again, Braham just kind of had to let her go because she got the positioning. So smart play there, and Beck won't pick up her 5th. And that's, I think, the most important. Meanwhile, the kick over to Schockman. Schockman bounce pass to Rysdam. Now over to Emily Davis. Davis had it knocked out. It will stay with Braham. Yeah, she got into a little bit of a trap there on this near sideline. And here's the inbound. Kick over to Rysdam. Rysdam thought about that long 3. Now she'll drive inside, pull it from the free throw line. That's going to be no good. Beck is going to tip it to herself. Now to Rysdam. Again, the floater. That one's good. 64-59. Quinn V driving in. Kick back out now to Borner. Borner will drive, and they're going to get Gawley. And that'll be Gawley's 5th. Oh, man, that sucks. You know what? I'm sure she's a little bit upset, and there's probably a little bit of emotion there. But, man, she comes out, goes right to Lennis, who subs in for her, and just says, let's go. Get after it, man. Love to see that. So I think this, yeah, they won't call it a shooting foul. It's just going to be an inbound. Yeah, I didn't think so, but so it will be an inbound here for New Richland. They'll inbound to, going to get a jump ball. A possession arrow points the way of Braham. Emily Davis tied it up. Great job there by Emily Davis to tie that one up and not get the foul. Davis only has 2, so it wouldn't have been huge, but it also would have, because that would have put the Panthers in the bonus. Inbound here now to Davis, and it will go back to Lennis, back to Davis. Davis has it, lead her up the court now to Beck. Beck will let the defenders go by, and we'll kick here to Schockman. Now to, who is that? That's Morgan Rysdam for 3. I couldn't see who it was. There was a little bit of traffic in my way, but she hits it. Now we'll get back to Quinn V, and oh, they're going to get Beck for the foul. She again, that was, the contact was forced by the offender. And again, Beck had her feet planted, and Beck was up and down. I just don't see where you can call that one, but it is the call nonetheless. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Quinn V. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, Quinn V's first one is no good. It's going to be a foul here on Davis. Yeah, Davis didn't have the I guess, I'm not sure what word I'm looking for, but Davis picks up her 3rd, and now another 1-and-1 here for the Panthers, this time Buendorf. She didn't have the clear angle to it. I guess that's why they called it. I don't know. You're both have a chance to get the ball, so I don't know. Neither of them had possession. I don't know. Meanwhile, the first one's up by Buendorf. It's going to be no good, and this is going to be rebounded by Rysdam. Here she goes on a fast break. She's going to try and take it all the way. Drives inside, kick back out to Davis, and now to Rysdam. Rysdam will kick back to Davis, and obviously they want to take some time off the clock here. Kick over to Schockman. They should be in no hurry to get this shot off. Meanwhile, if you're Lennis, I think you should have taken that one. They'll give underneath to Rysdam, who's going to drop it in for 2 anyways. 2 minutes to go in the game. Here comes Quinn V. You got to watch out for her. Do not let her open on the perimeter. Meanwhile, give inside. Now give back on the far side to Stadheim. Stadheim for 3. Well, she had a big one earlier, and that's another big one. And this will be 69-62 now. And I think, Braham's okay with this timeout by New Richland, because I think they also get a breather and go, hey, now what do we want to do to try and take as much time off the clock as we can? 69-62, 30-second timeout here by New Richland. 9 fouls for New Richland, so if they do foul Braham again, Braham is going to go to the line and shoot 2 no matter what. Braham also has 8 fouls, so they got to watch out. But man, oh man, what a game it has been. A comeback has been in the works for Braham. They have slowly but surely continued to improve as this second half has gone along. I mentioned it just seemed like they were a little bit timid. They weren't as aggressive as they used to be. Then defensively, obviously they had to play a little bit different defensively because of the fouls, but they worked it out. They knew, hey, Quinn V is basically the one we have to keep an eye on. So they do, and then if anybody else gets past, they just rush over and guard them. But offensively, they've been moving the ball quickly. They've been moving quicker. They've been getting the shots off quicker, and that is what I've been waiting to see. And they've been driving the ball inside, but it also helps when you've got Shockman, who hasn't missed but 1 3 this half. She's hit 4 in this second half. It's just been impressive. Emily Day, how is that not a foul? Good grief. She gets tackled, my gosh. You got to call the foul way before that. They're going to get the foul on Borner. I really fail to understand why it took so long to get that foul. Her hands were all over Davis. Now, I get it because maybe I don't. This is coming from a spot where I just don't know enough as to why it took so long to call, but that was clearly a foul from the first hand on her. So Davis will go to line and shoot 2. And Davis, first one, ooh, no good. But again, this is what the Panthers are going to have to do is foul almost every time the Bombers are on offense. Meanwhile, this one is, it's out, but it's rebounded and give back out to Shockman. So 0 for 2 there, and the rebound there for Golly. And we'll get a foul here by the Panthers. And this will send Davis back to the line. This will be on Stadheim, her third. And again, it'll be 2. What a rebound there for Bridget Golly to get that one. And although it wasn't a lot of time, she still got a few extra seconds off the clock with that rebound. Davis back to the line to shoot 2. This one's good. So Davis, good on the first and good on the second. 71-62. Obviously, Braham going to try and avoid a foul, but here comes Quinn V. That is who they got to keep an eye out for. They'll hand it off to Schlake. She'll get a screen. Back to Quinn V. She can't take the 3 from there. Guarded too well by Davis. Now she'll kick outside to Borner. Borner will look. And that shot going to be missed. And Lenez will get the rebound and foul from the Panthers. And this foul will go against, I think, Schlake, her 4th. And now Lenez will shoot 2. Well, we could be in for an little bit of an extended game because of the fouls that the Panthers will try and get. Lenez gets the roll. And now Braham needs to get a few defenders back because Panthers have got one of their young ladies sitting back, kind of waiting for a deep pass. They do get it. And Lenez is going to get the roll again. 2 for 2. Makes it 73-62. Again, Quinn V will bring it up. Young lady you got to keep an eye out for. She'll give over to Borner for 3. That's going to miss. And, I think Shockman was held, but she's going to get the rebound anyways. And she'll give it up the court here to Davis. That was a really late whistle there. Davis was fouled, and they took a second or two to get that foul. Maybe just the whistle wasn't quite where he needed it to be. So that foul went against, I don't know, must have been, number 2 maybe? Yeah, was on number 2. It's her second, and meanwhile Davis drops that one in. So good on the first. And Davis good on the second. 75-62. Here's Quinn V. He'll take it inside. Put one up. It's going to be no good. She'll get her own rebound, and Davis is going to foul out. Or, excuse me, Rysdam. Not what you want. Not what you want to see. But here comes Ava Kunke into the game now, and she'll get a chance. Meanwhile, Quinn V will shoot 2. 9th team foul here on the Bombers. First one's up and no good. And that one good. So 1 and 2 there, 75-63. Inbound will go to Davis. They're going to let her get forward. Davis does escape pressure. Now gets it over to Shockman. Shockman just going to hold on to it. She says, I'm not going to put this in harm's way. Now with under 50 seconds to go, Davis, finally get a foul here on Statheim, her fourth. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why they took so long to foul there. I know Braham was doing a good job moving the ball, but, man, they had a couple of opportunities there with more time left. 42 seconds to go, and Davis is back to the line for 2. This one just off the mark. And this one for Davis is good. So 1 of 2, 76-63. And again, Quinn V is going to be the young lady to watch out for. Here she comes. She'll look for a screen. She'll give on the far side there to Borner. That's going to go long. Bridget Golly with the rebound. And she'll be fouled. Now, was this on Quinn V or was this on Statheim? It's going to be a fifth for one of them. It's going to be Statheim who picks up her fifth. So under 35 seconds to go. Shot clock will be off. And Bridget Golly will shoot 2. Meanwhile, they will have to get a substitution here for Statheim. And no one up there for Braham. They're just going to have everybody else back. Bridget Golly will shoot 2. Golly's first one is good. What a second half for Braham. Golly, good on that one. Golly makes them both, and it's 78-63. What a comeback here for the Braham Bombers in the second half. Quinn V, obviously they're not going to foul. The 3 there from Quinn V is going to be off the mark. She gets fouled, but they didn't call it. She puts it back, gets her own rebound for 2. 78-65, and they're going to get a foul. Len is like, come on, I thought I got that pass off before the foul happened. And unfortunately, I think that foul went on Quinn V. Oh, that's her fifth. 33 will check into the game. Hadley Roker. As Lauren Lenez will now shoot 2. First one gets the roll. 79-65. Lenez gets them both. 80-65, and with under 20 seconds to go, Braham just going to play off defensively. And they're just probably going to let them take every shot that they want. It's going to be no good on that one. Rebounded by Davis, and they're moving on to the Consolation Championship. And the Bombers will have one more game in their season. What a comeback here in the second half for the Bombers. 80-65, they get the victory over New Richland-H-E-G. What a game. What a half for the Bombers. My goodness. There was about a whole half worth of play that they were not too pleased with. But then, man, after that, what a difference. After that, really 12 or so minutes of play that they could not be pleased with. But, man, the last 8 minutes of this half were all Braham. What a game for the Bombers. Well, we'll go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll be back with our post-game show brought to you by Pizza Pub of Pine City. Stay tuned.
When Minnesota winter hits hard, you want a heating expert who gets central Minnesota. That's Dale's Heating and Appliance, your hometown pros for furnaces, repairs, and smart upgrades that keep your home warm without burning cash. Locally owned, trusted for decades. Fast, honest service from people who live where you live. Stay warm, Minnesota. Dale's Heating and Appliance, the local heating experts who've got you covered. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com to set up your consultation today.
Stay connected with ECE Fiber. Get fast, reliable internet for your work-from-home needs. No more lag during virtual meetings. Manage your account easily with the ECE Fiber mobile app. ECE Fiber. Simple, local, reliable. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's ORDERECEFIBER.com.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Hey Mark, I spent about $3,500 on heating this last winter.
Whoa, sounds like you need to switch to a central boiler outdoor wood furnace like I did.
A wood furnace? That sounds like a lot of work.
No, not really. I have my wood delivered, and with a large firebox and a central boiler outdoor furnace, I usually just fill it once a day.
Whoa, that sounds great.
I heat my domestic water, garage, and I'm saving a ton of money every year.
Well, where do I get one?
Northland Boiler Sales is your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Here at Pine City Family Chiropractic, we want to help you feel your best every day by offering a variety of services to help you recover from an injury, perform your best at sports, or just to help you unwind after a long work week. Let our team of highly trained chiropractors, massage therapists, and acupuncturists help you rest, recover, and restore your physical and mental well-being. Call us today at 320-629-6717 to schedule your next wellness day.
If you're gonna stop and fuel up, you might as well stop at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store. And if you need a little something for that party, right now save on Pepsi 12 packs are 2 for $16. Firewood bundles get 3 for $26. Mix and match breakfast and lunch sandwiches are just 2 for $6. And don't forget, Food Network's Guy Fieri's Flavortown menu line, burritos, sandwiches, and churros. Fill up, load up, and save at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store today. Well, what a finish here for the Braham Bombers. They beat the New Richland-H-E-G Panthers 80-65, and we'll move on to the Consolation Championship game, where they will play the winner of the game coming up right now. Mayo Lutheran and Kelly Hire Northome will play here at noon. So they will play the winner of that game tomorrow right back here at Gangelhoff Center at 8 a.m. And yes, Rooney, we will be here. That means I got to wake up early tomorrow. Ugh. But at the same time, I'm happy to, just because I get to be down here and call another game. So I'm so happy to come back down and continue to provide coverage. But look at this game here for Braham. They started with a 12-2 lead in the first half. Then it was kind of all New Richland from there for a while. I think they went on a 16-0 run at one point is what it was, and New Richland led. And while Braham was able to keep themselves in it, they couldn't really get into rhythm, couldn't find any momentum, and New Richland led at the half 33-29. Coming out of this second half, it was still all New Richland. New Richland was doing a good job, although you could kind of sense, okay, Braham was getting their feet wet, not really feet wet, they were getting into a rhythm again, and they were finding themselves able to get back into this game. And you can really tell, I think it was, and I kind of said it during the broadcast, it just felt like they were not playing as hard as we are used to seeing them. They were playing a little bit timid. They weren't playing with that same aggressiveness. They weren't playing as fast as I thought they needed to be. Well, and then all of a sudden, they were. They started to get things to go their way. The defense stepped up in a big way. They got a couple of turnovers, and they really started to rebound better. And that was another thing in this second, kind of the end of the first half, beginning of the second half. They weren't rebounding as well as you would like to have seen them rebound on the defensive side of the glass. Then when they started to get those rebounds, they were able to get their team out in transition a little bit. And maybe not in full transition offense, but they were able to get out in offense faster. Then they were able to move that ball around a lot quicker and find some shots even more quicker. And they got those, as they were getting those shots off quickly, well, they were able to score as well. So it put then New Richland on their heels instead of Braham being on their heels. Then the confidence started to come, and before long, it was Braham who seemingly had all the confidence on their side, and they were playing fast and aggressive again. Obviously, they had to play defense a little less aggressive because of the foul trouble, and they had 3 players in the first half who finished the first half with 3 fouls, being Mackenzie Golly, Rysdam, and Beck. They would wind up fouling out, but give enormous credit to everyone else who came in and played. Lennis, Bridget Golly, and Ava Kunke, who all came in and subbed in for them when they had to go out with those fouls and did a really good job of stepping right into those roles. And really, there was no drop down in talent or in the game itself. And they just did so well at playing for each other and understanding that, hey, kind of like yesterday against MIB, hey, the game's not over. Yes, we might be down. Yes, we might not have momentum, but we are in this game. They were down by 10 at one point here in the second half, and it didn't look good. It looked like, okay, the Panthers have everything going their way. Braham can't seem to buy a rebound or a clean shot, and it was just like, okay, when is it going to start to go the Bombers' way? And again, defense came back. They had to play a little bit differently, but the defense came back, started to get some rebounds. They started to get going offensively a little bit quicker, got some shots off a little bit quicker. But again, it also helps when you have Shockman, who made 4 threes in the second half. I don't know if she missed one in the second half, if I'm being honest. I don't know that she missed one. She made 4 threes in this second half. She had, 14 points in this second half. And, man, she was one of the biggest factors and one of the biggest reasons as to why the Bombers were able to get back and stay in this game with the Panthers. If she doesn't hit those threes, I don't know if Braham is able to find someone who is getting into rhythm like she did. She provided a huge spark offensively and really got them going. Rysdam was able to get 1 3 off here in the second half, but a lot of it came from the rebounds and then getting on a fast break or just getting a rebound offensively and driving inside and getting a 2 that way. Believe it or not, she did not go to the free throw line here in the second half, so she worked hard to get those shots off inside and work through some traffic. And she wasn't able to get out and running in that first half like she would have liked to. She still had 10 points, but they were guarding her pretty well. And, again, just every player for Braham who stepped up. And even if they didn't get on the stat sheet, even if they didn't put up points, Ava Kunke, who didn't get a point this afternoon, still was a factor for this team because she played in the right spot. Defensively, I really wanted to talk about it during the game. I just didn't have time. Defensively, I wanted to say what a whale of a game she had. She didn't get a ton of minutes out there. I think she probably had about I don't know how many. I can't really tell you. But of all the minutes she played out there, she played stellar defense. It was awesome to see the defense she played, especially because she would come in and guard I forgot her name. I apologize. That was Quinn V. And she was going off in both halves. And Kunke came in and had to guard her, and there was no gap in between her and Quinn V. She was on her like glue, and really good defense. But then you got Bridget Golly, who comes in off the bench, gets 3 rebounds, and 2 big free throws there late in the game. But those rebounds were key, too, for them, and they all came defensively. And you got Lauren Lennes, who comes off the bench and, only provides 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals in the game. You talk about coming in off the bench and making a difference. Those 4 steals are big for this team. Jenna Beck, and although she only finished with 4 points, she had maybe some of the biggest rebounds in this game for the Bombers because they came at times where they desperately needed those rebounds, and they were able to get back and duck the lead or duck their deficit back under double digits. So she helped out in a big way. Just every single one of these players who came into the game today had a factor and had their hand in this game in some way, shape, or form. And they were able to come out with the victory 80-65. Just the run they were on was incredible. I didn't want to jinx it, so I didn't want to say they're on the comeback, so I didn't. And they wound up making the comeback. Not that the announcer's jinx is anything real. It's just something that announcers like to say because a lot of times when we say something good is happening, then the opposite happens. But what a comeback here for the Braham Bombers. What a defensive performance here in the second half. And while they still allowed 32 points, a lot of those 32 points came at the beginning of this second half. And the Bombers, a lot of their points came in the latter stages of the second half. Now, they were, as I mentioned, they were able to keep up with the Panthers throughout the second half, but it was really kind of like after the 10-minute mark of the second half is really when they started to get things to go their way, and they started to slowly but surely chip away at that Panther lead, and then late in the half they got the lead, and then they were up by 10. I think it was, 4.5 minutes left is when they were up by 10, and that's when the Panthers took a timeout. They tried to get back, but they dipped it under 10 for a moment. Then Braham came back, got the lead back up to double digits, and that's where it stayed for the rest of the game. And for the Panthers, unfortunately, they had to foul, which stopped the time, which was good for them. But what wasn't good for them was the fact that Braham was able to go to the free throw line and hit almost all of their free throws. If we take a look at the free throws, I think in that run, Braham had only missed 2. Throughout the second half, they missed a few, so they'll want to shore that up a little bit. But other than that, when it mattered, when it came down to it, when the Panthers had to foul to stop the time, and Braham went to the line with the clock stopped, that's when they made those free throws, and that's when they barely missed. Emily, I think they only missed 1 during that run, if I remember correctly. So, man, what a performance here by the Bombers in this second half, and you can't say enough about it. Now they get to play, as I mentioned, tomorrow back here at the Gangelhoff Center, bright and early at 8 a.m. against the winner of Mayor Lutheran and Kelleher Northome. I'll get it eventually. So they'll play one of those teams back here tomorrow, bright and early at 8 a.m. And we will be here for that one, I assure you. So I appreciate all the fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast. They allow us to come out here and bring you this game. They also allow us to bring you this game for free. Remember that. Yes, it is audio only for playoffs and state, but we are one of the few places where you get to stream it for free. Also want to give a shout out to you, our loyal listener who tunes into this and every other game we call. We appreciate it, and because of your listenership, you keep our jobs secure. So we appreciate you for tuning in to this and every other game that we call. Greatly appreciate it. You keep my job safe, which I appreciate. Remember, you can stay tuned as to what is going on with local sports on our morning shows, weekdays on KBEK at 7:30 and 8:30, and then on 100.9 at 7:45 and 8:45. That's where we'll talk local sports, some regional and national. And then also on our websites, WCMPradio.com, KBK.com. Go to Sports tab, click Broadcast Schedule. That's where you'll see the broadcast schedule. You'll see the links for all the games that we'll be at. Also on our website, you can hear and listen to interviews with coaches and players, as well as articles from games that we've been at and written ourselves. Another spot you can stay tuned to local sports is our social medias and this YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe. That way, when we go live with a local sporting event, you'll be notified, and all you have to do is click the notification. Or, as I mentioned, our social medias, Facebook and Instagram for both stations, plus our Twitter or X at Q Media Sports for all things local sports. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you have to do to stay up to date with the latest in local sports. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you once again for tuning in. That's going to do it for me here for today. Tune back in tomorrow when the Bombers play for the Consolation Championship in Class A basketball against either Mayor Lutheran or Kelleher Northome. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness can truly, truly make someone's day. It can even change their outlook on a lot of different things. For WCMP and KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day.
When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are many options. Find guidance from the professionals at Methvin Funeral and Cremation Services. Church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, a ceremony in a park, or even cremation. Methvin has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methvin Funeral and Cremation in Mora, Hinckley, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com, serving our community since 1912.
That concludes our broadcast from KBEK Sports, a Q Media Group radio station, and brought to you in part by local advertisers. For high school sports schedules, scores, and interviews, visit KBEK.com. Catch more local live action all season long, right here on this local radio station, or the nice 95.5 mobile app, available for free download in the App Store, and multiple Q Media Group YouTube streams. Thank you for joining us. Now back to regularly scheduled programming. Nice 95.5 is KBEK FM, Mora.